for this week's Before the Cape. Woohoo! Anyway, this week we're here to talk about the two episodes, Zero and Nicodemus. So, you know what? These were a good couple episodes, so let's get right in on talking about them.
Welcome to the Den, the Dingus Den.
So during that whole intro, we were just talking about what if we did our own version of the Smallville intro. So if you want to see that Smallville intro, comment down below if you want to see us recreate that and terribly sing it. And maybe we'll do something.
Hey, I can sing. I don't know about you two.
Absolutely
not that high.
Yeah. My extent of singing is what you've seen on the show already. Which, if you think that's good, may God have mercy on your soul. So that's where I'm at with it.
Which of the characters from the show do you think can sing? Any of them?
Sure, Lana.
I would say Lana, but I'm not even sure about that.
I'm gonna go Lionel. I think.
Not what I was expecting.
I think he can do a great power ballad.
It's because of his hair.
It's definitely because of his hair.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in. Welcome in, Matthew. See you here. Make sure you catch us live if you're watching here after the fact on Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. We go live for Before the Cape here if you want to chat and interact with us live. Also, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Sitting still right at 200 subscribers at this current moment. But you know what? Let's keep it, let's keep it up. Let's keep it growing and all that. And we'll be doing more of this show as well.
Flower.
Like a flower. Yes, exactly like a flower. About that flower. Before we delve into these episodes, though, I feel like it's worth mentioning especially since it happened today, too. We got some Superman news.
We did.
We did get some Superman news.
Fill me in.
We got the official casting announcement for who's going to play Brainiac in Man for Tomorrow. And it's an actor I'm not familiar with, just like how when they casted Superman, I didn't know who David Cornsweet was, but they announced somebody that I'm not familiar with. But then there's also the scene I've seen floating around of people sharing of his performance from one movie or show. I don't know what it is, but I just from that alone, granted, we don't know exactly what that audition tape entailed to why he actually got casted, but from that scene that we saw,
it's Lars Eidinger. He's German, so I probably butchered that. I do apologize. I never heard of him until today.
Eidinger, I'm gonna guess is how you say it.
Eidinger. Yeah, actually, that does make way more sense, which makes me look like an idiot. But a lot of his stuff looks foreign too. Like I don't recognize anything he's been in just from looking at his stuff.
Yeah, but I'll have to share.
Not to say he's not a good actor though. Like you said, Spencer, I never heard of David Cornsweet when he was cast, and he turned out to be great.
Yeah,
even Nicholas Hoult when he was cast as Lex Luthor, I was kind of like, and he turned out to be great. So,
see, Nicholas Hoult was an actor that he's been in a lot of notable things, and he's somebody that when I looked at it, I'm like, I don't see Lex Luthor in him. I was actually not sold on him as Lex Luthor until I saw the movie, to be completely honest. And once I saw his performance, I was like, why was I not sold on him before? It's literally Lex from the comics.
I'm sure people probably thought the same thing when they heard Chris Pratt was going to be playing Star-Lord in Guardians, because I mean he'd done like Parks and Rec, which is a great show.
Well,
but he was very comedic. And
the interesting about Guardians is Guardians is really like a nobody group. When Guardians happened, people were like, why this group? Like even when they
Yeah.
made Avengers, it was kind of a they're known, but they're more of a B team. The movies elevated Avengers to be an actual A team now, because it used to be X-Men and Spider-Man were the two big things, and Avengers were notable, but they were the big thing, and then Guardians were like D-list. And so,
wow.
I'd never
Well,
heard of
James
Guardians
Gunn knows how to
before the movie.
cast, so
it's great stuff. But yeah,
And
anyway,
my dad and I were discussing last night Zoe Saldana.
yeah,
And my dad was like, well, because she's been in a lot of commercials recently.
yeah, it's
And
those
like-
T-Mobile ones. Ugh.
Yeah, and there was another one. I don't know what it is, if it's a hotel or something, but he was like, oh, maybe she's hard up on money and needs to do a lot of commercials. And I was just thinking it was like kind of like subtle promotion for like the Avatar film, but
she's in the two highest grossing movies of all time.
Yeah.
yeah, he looked up her net worth, and it's like 145 million.
Dang.
But yeah, I was just thinking that, I mean, it took her a while to become a big name.
Yeah.
Like even being in like Star Trek and the Avatar movie, I guess those are really what propelled her into the mainstream. But she was around for quite a while before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking of Brainiac, we know he's in Smallville now. We know that he is in every single piece of Meteor Rock and Evil Flower.
Yes.
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 Obvi.
Yeah, obviously. Like, if you didn't catch our last week's episode where we covered the episodes, I don't remember what they're called.
Leech and Kinetic.
Thank you, Leech and Kinetic. Kinetic Leech. But these two episodes, Zero and Nicodemus, let's get into them. Zero, how'd you all feel about these episodes? Or that episode? How'd you feel about Zero?
Pretty good overall. I liked kind of really kind of diving into some of Lex's past, even though it's kind of more recent.
3 years.
Well, yeah. But I mean, as far as like the villain of the week goes, I don't even really call him much of a villain until the end, really, because we think it's the one guy, Jude, even though he's dead. And it's like, well, how does that make sense?
Jude.
And then I was thinking, all right, how's this going to play into effect? And then we get that twist. But yeah, I'd say a pretty solid episode overall without diving into it too much.
Yeah. What about you, Ian?
I mean, I haven't watched it in so long, so it was really fun to come back. But I've been so excited to watch this one again because, like, they've been laying the groundwork for this episode since episode 4, X-Ray. That was the first episode that like Nixon showed up and was like saying, "Hey, I'm gonna blackmail you with this stuff that I found out about Club Zero." Sorry, I lost my train of thought. It got derailed, probably flipped over and exploded, as things do. Anyways, but yeah, it was really exciting to just see all those pieces come together. And I'd forgotten a good amount, but it was really fun. It was again, it's an episode without Meteor Rock, so it's just true. Those episodes, at least so far, seem to be the ones that the writers have the most fun with and like have the most freedom with. So yeah, it was really good to see another human villain and how those are turning out to be the most dangerous and interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about this episode didn't really click with me. I know.
What?
I like I don't know. the twist for
Dagger
the
through my
end made it better. But then like up until then, I just kind of wasn't really sold on it. I don't know. This episode I struggle with. Maybe I'll have to rewatch it. And
it's my least favorite of the two. I will say that.
I did definitely enjoy Nicodemus more.
It's kind of
as far as disappointed in us.
I still enjoyed the episode. I still did. I thought it was pretty solid overall.
I still like you, Andrew. I just don't know about Spencer.
Should we get a new host for the show or something? Like, this is Spencer's double. That's who it is.
You're right.
Yeah, Spencer's got a double.
That's why you were hiding your camera when I first joined earlier, because you were hiding the other Spencer under the bed. Man.
Exposed.
Next thing you know, Ian and I wake up and we're chained upside down in the room, and Spencer's just like, gotcha.
Oh my God. Can I just talk about that for one moment? Yeah. That must have been so hard on Rosenbaum, because like, okay, you guys have all like hung upside down off of your couch. It doesn't last long. The blood goes to your head real fast. It hurts. Yes. And like, I was watching, like the Maze Runner movies. Mm-hmm. The second one where there's one part where they're all like hanging upside down, and they said it took like 2 days to film that scene, and that it was just so horrible. People were like getting sick and disoriented, and it's like they couldn't keep them up there that long. But yeah, so I just felt that for him. Probably massive headache.
Face gets purple real quick.
Mm-hmm. And he doesn't have any hair to hide anything.
Yeah.
He wasn't looking too good there. That's
poor Lex.
Poor Lex.
Then I'm thinking, how is that guy strong enough to even get Lex up in that position? Unless he tied him.
There were two guys.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And they probably tied him on the floor and then raised him up.
Mm-hmm.
Lex needs better security. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. No, I did like I said, like even though the episode didn't completely click with me in some ways, there's definitely parts of it I did like. And
what did you like?
Well, once we get to the very end of the main twist, like that made it.
So once we get to the end credits is what.
Yeah, the end credits, right. Once you saw the names, I realized, it's over. Okay. No. But the actual like twist with Lex at the end, I really appreciated that. I thought like that was something where up until that point I was like, okay, this episode's kind of going as I figured it would, and then that twist happens. I'm like, as far as the Lex plot goes specifically,
like that it was him trying to protect this woman who actually was the murderer.
Right? Yeah. That twist, I was like, oh, okay, because they frame it in a way where it's Lex and it's like. It's fully believable that's Lex the entire time and that he's not the fall guy in this situation, And so, the Lex story, I like the twist there at the end, but like with it being a Lex-centric episode and leading up to that, I was just like, yeah.
Well, and I liked how we saw that scene from 3 different perspectives or stories of when the guy shot.
That's fair.
At the beginning. And then I can't remember who's saying it, but we see it again. And then a third time at the end when Lex says the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of neat because it's kind of like, which one do you believe? Obviously, until the twist.
That's true. I didn't think about it that way and see.
Yeah, because the first one was what was released to the press.
Yes.
Sans Lex's name. It was the guy with the ring on his finger.
Mm-hmm.
Second was. Lex was the what was the second one?
Oh, I think it was when he was saying
the second one was him shooting him, but was that him telling that to?
It was him telling it to Jude, I think, when he was upside down.
Okay,
I think if I'm remembering correctly. And we saw Phelan again, which was cool.
Mm-hmm. And we got a little reference to Hippie Harry.
Yeah. I forgot his name wasn't Hippie Harry. I didn't even catch that.
Well,
at first.
I remember. I knew it wasn't Hippie Harry. But
No,
I
right?
don't know what
Yeah.
his real name
Yeah.
is. I think it's Toby though.
I think so. Yeah.
But I like
Yes.
Hippie Harry.
What a
wish we'd
difference
seen
in
him.
names. I like it.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh. Hippie Harry.
Hippie Harry. That's the Smallville spinoff we need.
Yes.
So
I will say this: it felt like not a lot happened in the episode, though, outside of the Lex stuff.
yeah,
I mean, there's the stuff with Chloe, like with
got
the
some-
questions and stuff.
I was about to ask how you all
You
feel
don't
about
think
that.
that's that much?
Well, I mean, so like what, and maybe this is where I agree with Spencer a bit. There was like two things going on: the stuff with Lex, and then kind of the navigations with like the questions and stuff, up until kind of the final act when Clark starts to get, they start to unravel things.
But it's two stories about uncovering someone's past.
Yeah, which I did like. I'm not saying that I didn't like that. And I wondered, like here, I like the part where Chloe asks the adoption process. It was kind of neat to learn about that because that was one thing I was wondering, like, well, how did they adopt Clark? Like, where would they say he came
True.
from? Like, what is that process legally? So they're not like come and siege Clark. So I did like that they sort of
You may or
explained
may
it.
not find out more.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I will say with Chloe questioning it, did lay the groundwork for I think some interesting things to come. I will give it credit there. Like when I say this episode didn't click for me, I'm not saying it's a bad episode because I recognize there's several good things with it. It's just for whatever reason, it just didn't fully click with me when I watched it, and maybe it was just I wasn't feeling it at the time or something, But this the idea of Chloe investigating was interesting to see, though.
I thought it was.
Mhm.
I loved it. It's fully her and her element,
Yeah.
and she's getting this opportunity. I mean, she's had questions about Clark before. Just a few little things when things don't really add
Yeah.
up. And also she likes him. So here's a chance to really learn more about him. And I think she is treating it much more as something fun till she does learn the stuff about the adoption and then she just like latches onto that because it's a mystery and Chloe loves mysteries and she needs answers. And as we saw, she's not letting that go.
Yeah. And she they kind of mirror each other because Clark kind of starts to do that with Lex a bit when he's learning about his past and he's like, "Are you telling me everything?" And they have that scene towards the end where Chloe's like, "What? Look, who's been doing some digging and stuff like that?" And Clark's like, I'm doing to Lex what she's doing to me."
I love that scene.
Yeah,
because it really was the two of them acknowledging each other's feelings, but also Clark having to, kind of take his foot out of his mouth for a second there because he's doing the exact same thing. But
I also
I mean, it's when like Clark is doing it because he really cares. He really cares about Lex and he wants to make sure he's okay. It's not just because he's obsessed with him.
Right.
But yeah, I think, Chloe then kind of gets that little hint that it's like, oh, this might be a touchy topic for Clark and maybe he doesn't really want to dig into this kind of thing.
And it was funny because Clark was like, I spent 1 hour with Lana and I got all I needed. I was like, to be fair, Clark, you know a lot about Lana, so it would not take a lot of time to figure that stuff out or get the answers you needed. But Chloe did definitely take it to the next level. But I mean, she's got a crush, so can you really blame her? Like,
I did like just there was the how to phrase this. it was a subtle hint that Clark had used his powers to get the piece of pick out, because I'm sure they were picking out of like a hat or something that had the names on it. So Clark using like his X-ray power to make sure he got Lana's. I thought that was nice that, you know, we didn't see it happen, and it's just he has just this little knowing smile that I thought that was good. But it did make me think that this might be a sore point of the episode for Spencer.
I don't know. I is fine.
He saw through the paper.
I thought that too. Like, how convenient.
This is
Okay,
true.
but I have reasoning here for you. I have reasoning.
All right, what do you got?
All right. Clark specifically used his power to see through the paper, but not the ink of the pen that was written on the paper. So it still works.
I don't know about that, but you know
layers,
what?
Man.
You know what? I just have to accept
layers. Paper and ink have layers.
I just have to accept that this version of X-ray isn't the way that I personally interpret it and live with it.
There's layers, man. We already saw that he can see different layers because he can see through skin to muscle. He can see through a wall as if it's, you know, like normal stuff. He can see total X-ray. He's got like settings, you know. He like flips a switch and it like goes through this list of settings, and then and some of them he's like, whoops, went too far, and he has to go back.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm trying to help you here.
You know what? Each person has their own interpretation of X-ray, and that's fine. So, what did you think about? There's this part, and I'm trying to remember exactly what point it was, where Chloe hacked into this.
It's right there.
Database. It was right here? Where like Chloe hacked into this database. What do you all think about
DMV?
Chloe?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about Chloe just hacking into the DMV? Like, I don't know.
Guess it was pretty easy in Smallville. Like, they probably don't have security barriers for their sites. Internet was also new at this point too. Like, I know this was before my time, but like, there probably weren't all the.
Did they ever really set up Chloe for being a like computer junkie like that though, other than just writing stuff though?
No, that's a good point. I never took her as like I can hack into something at this point.
I know. I just found it was one of those things that like was oddly.
But I think it probably was pretty easy back then. Like I said, there probably weren't all these barriers you had to go through.
The DMV, probably is run by some guy named Bill, and she knows his password because she got some dirt on him at one point, and you know,
she just knows Bill so well that it's named after his cats, and that's how it goes.
She probably sweet talked Bill, like, you know.
Sweet talked Bill.
I don't know how good looking Bill is.
No, that's true. Which is probably why it's really easy to sweet talk him. Like, if he's
true.
Any attention from a girl, you probably don't even have to sweet talk him. Just the fact that a girl's talking to him is probably enough to be like, yeah, here.
She's like, hi, and he's like, here's my password. My social security.
Well,
Can you say another word?
You know what's funny though, thinking about that, and particularly about the next episode, I forget that they're supposed to be 15, like 15, 16 in high school. More so in the next episode, but even thinking about that, I'm like, oh, that Bill, we gotta have a talk, all right? Like,
maybe Bill is an intern at the DMV, and he's 17, and he is just the person that watches over the place while the main person is out to lunch.
There you go. That would make
Chloe
sense.
knows this because she's got sources.
So he only works 30 minutes every day.
No,
an intern,
he just
so
covers for 30 minutes every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why only 30 minutes?
Isn't that how long a usual lunch break is?
See,
I don't know. I feel like
I guess
some
a
places
lot of
get an
people
hour. but-
do have that. I always got an hour.
Okay, sure. Only works an hour every day.
Well, he's 17, you know.
Yeah. He probably feels the responsibility of covering the store, you know.
Mm-hmm. Store.
Whatever.
I know it's. I don't even know if you've ever been to a DMV.
I have, yeah. I just forgot it was a
okay.
DMV for a second. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Did you
Fortunately,
meet
it
anyone
wasn't a
named
long
Bill?
wait. No. Right. Yeah. Well, Smallville, if you ever reboot and you have a spinoff called Bill in Smallville, I'm your
Bill
guy.
and Toby. No, Bill and Harry.
Bill and Harry and Bill and Harry. Oh, we got the cow scene where all the cows
That
got
was sad.
poisoned or something.
That was interesting because, like, that seems kind of out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah,
what
and then
was it?
Jonathan Kent's hair is just wet for some reason. Like, what the heck?
Because it's Vancouver and it's constantly raining.
So
Good
what's up
point.
with these cows?
It's Kansas, actually.
Yes.
But I know what you mean. They found, yeah.
I did love. I gotta look up to see if this director did any other episodes. I don't think he did, but I really love that he let scenes play, meaning he didn't do a lot of cuts. So like this scene that no one else can see except us because we're cool. With
Spencer, take a shot of tea. Cool.
Oh, I did, yeah.
Not tea, but I got some water here.
Close enough.
Oh, close enough.
You're drinking water? I'm so proud of you. But like this scene, one, the lighting was beautiful. And that's natural lighting.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, it really allows the actors to kind of shine when you just let the scene play out and not do a bunch of cuts. I know a lot of actors really like it because it's more like a play, and also it takes some time to get it all like set up, but like once you do it, it's much easier because you don't have to because every time they like change to a different angle, they have to reset the camera, reset the lighting, and it just takes a lot of time and pulls the energy out of it. So I really liked that. We got this scene and we got two scenes at the school that were long hallway scenes that.
Yeah, there's one with Pete and Chloe where they walk in from that set of doors, and yeah, it's the whole. I like that because I did notice that. I was like, they're letting it just breathe.
Although I heard, I can't remember his name right now. Sam Jones the third, I think his name is.
Yeah.
Who plays Pete.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that he never could remember his lines. So seems like that would probably be difficult.
Yeah.
Because they would have had to start over a lot.
That's true.
There was one, it might have been in the next episode that I thought was cool. Because you're talking about the long hallway scene. Where like the camera like went around them while they were in the hallway.
That was what I'm talking about. That was the Chloe and Pete one.
Okay, yeah. I can't remember
what
episode that was in, but I thought that shot in particular, I was like, oh, that was cool. So I don't know. I just always find when they do.
Yeah.
But did you guys both thought that this whole thing with the poisoning was like out of place?
I kind of felt like it was kind of weird, just kind of there.
I wondered why, and I don't know if it's just because Clark is friends with him, because I assume it was the Jude guy, the double, or the brother of the girl, but I wondered why go after the Kents?
I think it wasn't about going after the Kents. I think it was about ruining Lex across all.
Makes sense.
Right.
Like ruining any goodwill that he had built up. Because he, like the guy said at the end, he wanted to destroy him.
That's a good point, yeah.
And if you just kill him, well,
yeah,
blah de blah. But if you like,
we already know how Jonathan feels about him.
Legacy completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jonathan makes a good point because Lex does do this where, and of course he's doing it to be kind, I think sometimes, but he's like, I'll pay for everything. And Jonathan's like, that doesn't change you can't pay your way out of things.
Yeah, I get it that he was like really,
Yeah.
he was upset, and both
I would,
he and
yeah.
Annette O'Toole did a wonderful job in that
Yeah.
scene of just looking.
That was a lot of cows. Like the money you could get of that beef, if you sell it as beef, or just having the cows in general.
But
that's a
also,
lot.
as Martha said it, like
Yeah.
like the health concerns.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I do, as you said, he was like Lex is trying to be nice. He doesn't start by saying, "I'll
Right.
pay for all of this." He starts by saying, "I'm so sorry. I don't know how this happened. I'll do everything I can to figure it out.
Yeah.
And of course, I'll pay for your losses," because that is a big thing. They are in
Yeah.
major debt, and
Lex is trying to use
this is
his
going to
money
be a
for
big
good.
hit. Yeah.
In some areas, at least.
Jonathan doesn't like it, but
Yeah.
was it this episode or the next episode where there's a big argument between Jonathan and Lex?
That's the next one.
Next episode.
Okay, that's what I thought, because I like
Yeah.
that one a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't think it was this one.
I know. I watched them back to back, so I'm trying to remember. Like, was that Nicodemus or was that Zero?
Right. I will say I did really like the part at the end when Lex was hanging, and then it turns out they were in the club the whole time.
Yeah.
With how the lights turned on there in the background.
And Clark,
that shot was really cool.
Yeah. Well, because I wondered, I was like, oh, they're just in some kind of warehouse. And then when the police officer tells Clark that it's an old warehouse on 78th and Main, I was like, oh, is that where they are? And then Clark does his subtle saving where he does his super speed to, put the couch and then knock out the dude and then runs back to the doors like, Lex.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did think these episodes paired really well together, which we'll talk about more for the next one. But like there even was just the little subtle line from Pete to Chloe about you know what the Luthers did to my family. So and we don't get an explanation right there. So it's a nice link between the two of them, foreshadowing that.
Yeah.
The end bits of this were good though. Like I think the episode ended strong. I'll give it that. Like these final scenes were good. I liked how it ended here with the party. And seeing Lana there strive was just wholesome. And then we see the longest I've ever had to watch a mouse go back and forth.
Oh, I know. I was like the suspense. And I love how as soon as she clicks, the credits roll.
Delete, save, delete, save.
It'd be funny as if this was the opening scene, and if she clicks save, then it says somebody.
You are breaking up a little bit, but
he is.
It was funny though.
Oh, yes.
Well, I was saying that.
Back
so
yeah,
did anyone hear at all what I said
right now?
He sounds fine to me, Spencer. So
does he?
Yep.
Weird.
Check your hearing.
I wonder if it's that way on the stream as well. I don't know. If it's just me.
Oh,
but
man,
in the
what
comments,
I said was really funny.
if Andrew
no, it's just for me. No, it's just for me that it was weird.
Oh,
okay.
Oh. Okay, so I don't have to repeat what I was saying. Okay.
No. Okay.
I like it though. Somebody delete me.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's a season 3 episode. So.
That was weird.
Spoilers. I will say I definitely I liked the episode overall. Like I would say it's probably, if I were to rank the episodes, it's on the bottom part, but that's still good because there has not been an episode that I've disliked so far. So the standards
Really?
Yeah, there hasn't been an episode overall so far that I've fully disliked. I'm I couldn't watch that again. There's been moments where I'm kind of that didn't fit, but overall, for an
Yeah,
episode.
the end of this episode saved it for me for it not being one that I just didn't care for. Like it had its
save you.
but no, I would agree with Andrew in a bunch of those aspects.
That's so
I'm
weird.
not
See,
sure how it would break.
I really thought that you guys were gonna come on here and you were gonna both say this was the best episode that we've had so far.
That for
This
me, that's
next,
Leech.
I
from
was about to
last week.
say I actually like Nicodemus a lot. Not gonna lie.
What did you say, Andrew?
I said last week, Leech. You know, that was my favorite of the season
That was
so
really
far.
Okay.
But of these two, I did like Nicodemus a bit more. But like I said, I still liked this episode. I still like that we finally started to kind of dive into Lex's past a bit and see that, you know, that he definitely did have some shady things, but that he has changed a bit right now at this point of his life. Obviously, he will change again at some point, but I'm just guessing. You know, I'm sure maybe he and Clark will split off. I don't know. My guess is there might be some drama there, but
Show's gonna end with them saying best friends and then gonna walk off into the sunset holding hands.
oh man,
That's
that'd be
funny.
well. I know Rosenbaum isn't in the whole show, so
What?
I know it can't end like that.
I don't know about that.
You know, I read something about that.
I read that he like he left after season 7 or something. Maybe he appears again in cameos. I'm not sure, or that could be a complete lie. I don't know.
I'm not gonna tell you.
We'll find out in a couple years. So
anyway, if he leaves after season 7, and you say you like season 8 the best, Ian, you're just saying you just don't like Lex, and the show gets better.
No,
after
I said my favorite seasons are season 7 and season 8.
Oh, okay. I only remember the 8. Darn it. I remembered half of that.
God, season 7 is so good.
well, we're almost there.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we're
So
almost
good.
there. All right. Well, what about our superstars for Zero?
This was tough.
You know what? For me, it was a really like obvious one for me, and it's seeing and it all ties into that twist with Lex, and seeing like what Lex was really doing there, and still doing. You know, like his predicament there, I thought was a really nice shift in the positive manner for his character, which I wasn't expecting to see something like that. We know that's something that like he doesn't really, at least I don't consider like the main Lex Luthor we know to really do something like that. And so
Actually care about someone.
yeah, I know, right? Exactly. Like
Yeah.
crazy. And so like I don't know, I liked seeing it was a cool little character study into Lex in some regard. And so but yeah, I like that.
So Lex is your superstar.
Absolutely. He's the hero of the whole show.
I thought that was Pete.
No.
That's what someone said in the
maybe
in the chat at one point.
You gotta give some love to Pete. He already feels lonely enough, Spencer. Like, gosh.
Yeah. Jeez. Is
Wow,
Pete
Spencer.
ever going to get a superstar vote? That's the question.
I could see him at some point because I will say they kind of sideline him a bit recently, where he's in like a scene maybe at the start of the episode. Now, not so much in Nicodemus. That was the most we saw of him in a while.
I was about to say I did like that.
The last few episodes, he's been in like an opening scene or like a scene in the middle of the episode, and then that's it. And it's like,
yeah,
where the heck is Pete?
He's off plotting his revenge, I guess.
Exactly.
Andrew, what about your superstar for this episode?
Yeah, I thought about Lex, but I'll do something different. Maybe Phelan for helping Lex, you know, like he's just did. No, I'm kidding. I was almost thinking Martha was like another one that I thought of, just her kind of keeping Clark in check a bit. But I don't know. Or Jonathan potentially, just I guess them together, just because they, whenever Clark is like struggling with something, they'll like remind him or like be like, no, you know, they kind of guide him a bit or give him some advice. If I had to pick someone other than Lex, so this one was tough for me. I don't know.
What about you, Ian?
I mean, Lana was really resilient. Like, this chopped off hand appears in her cafe, like right before grand opening. And she dealt with it well. I'm gonna go with, man, I didn't even think about it until you said it, Spencer, about, I mean, I knew this was a good episode for Lex, but I just didn't think of him as the superstar. But I'm gonna go with Chloe.
You like her prying into people's personal business?
Well, no, for it not being like an excuse to have them fight or something. It just led to that really good scene between the two of them, and it was very relatable and humanizing. For her to really acknowledge some of her own faults and recognizing that she could have hurt him. And she doesn't want to do that because he's her friend. So I don't know. And I really like Chloe, so I'm going to go with Chloe.
But what if they also set up her villain arc with that very last scene?
Yeah.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Chloe's about to become the biggest villain ever. Brainiac who again?
Right.
And it's just Chloe.
Like, okay.
Chloeac.
The new guy, the new Brainiac guy.
Yeah.
It's actually all a front. It's
right.
Like, that's why we don't know him from anything.
We actually had
he's not real. He's AI generated, and the real villain is Chloe in the new Superman movie.
But are they able to get Allison Mack back is the question. They'd probably have to recast her.
Why?
Well, I mean, all the drama that went on with her, I don't know.
Well, we don't talk about that.
Well, I know.
We're just talking about Chloe.
I don't know. Yeah,
Chloe and Jenna.
Yeah.
I had a thought and I just completely lost it. Gosh darn it! All right. Anyway, it bugs me because I had.
It was probably about Chloeac, as you said.
Chloeac. Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. There was a Queen Brainiac that they did in the comics either earlier this year or last year, and a
there you go.
Brainiac story arc that they did that was cool. Called House of Brainiac. I think it came out last year, but it could have been.
Plot twist. It's actually Chloe.
Year. But yeah, that was an interesting arc that they did. I'm pretty sure it was last year. Yeah, it was last year.
George Lucas is going to go back to Return of the Jedi, and when Darth Vader takes his mask off, it's Chloe.
No. And we have to change the line to "No, Luke, I am your mother."
Yeah.
Oh.
The
twisties twist. Anyway, next episode we're talking about is Nicodemus, which I like this one much more. I generally I really did like this episode a lot. I thought it was interesting that it was like, can you really see there was a villain this episode? Like, everything.
It was the flower. It was the flower. Flower power.
Like, maybe the villain is within all of us.
I was about to say, because the flower brought out sides of people that we didn't get to see before. And the people that it affected, I thought was really interesting to see those other sides of those characters. And we were touched on it earlier where we got to see Pete. And I was like, I thought it was great being able to actually see Pete and then more than just being sidelined. Yes. But then also becomes a different side of him where it's like, oh, whoa, okay.
He's been repressing a lot.
Yeah. But you know what? We had another car accident this episode, except it wasn't Clark that saved the person. It was Jonathan. And this dude that's behind him, though, the funny thing is, and maybe it's just because of the way people drive out in my area, obviously it's a 2-lane road, right? No cars are coming the other way. Why can't you just... I mean, Just go around. Like at that
He also
point,
didn't even like he started to pass him, and then he
Yeah.
instead just
he was like, "Oh crap!" And I'm like, "No one's coming." But like, just if you're in that big of a hurry, just, you know,
road rage.
I would say
Yeah.
movie magic, but now I'm gonna just say TV magic instead.
yeah.
So you know,
But it is. It's probably a lot cooler for
Maybe
them to
there
film.
was a curve coming up that he couldn't see around, and
True.
safety first. He's being safety
Yeah.
conscious.
Until he crashes into Jonathan.
It was a
Oh, man.
cool. I was watching it and I laughed out loud when like the guy like goes up over this log and flies in there and flips, and Jonathan's response is, "Whoa." Like it was barely a reaction.
Oh, they see this in Smallville all the time. So he's like, huh. But I will say for a network TV show in 2000, they filmed the car crash scenes pretty cool. Like how they were able to flip the car and get it in like the shot. I was like, that's pretty cool.
I thought the same thing. And so for considering the time, I was like, it was good. It was done good, I thought. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for the car to explode though. I knew it would, because
TV
maybe
magic.
that's also part of how cars are built in Smallville. They're built to explode so that they will be completely totaled, so that someone has to get a new car.
Built to boom.
Built to boom.
Oh my gosh.
I love that.
BTB.
Well, we know now in this episode that Metropolis is probably like half an hour from Smallville, since they can see the skyline, maybe an hour. So they could just drive to Metropolis and get a car if you wanted to, but probably a lot more expensive anyway.
That's the thing, is that shot, I mean, yeah, that's at max an hour away. I would say like 20 minutes.
And the funny thing is they've kind of played it off like it's a lot further
well,
up until this point.
Later in the show, I don't think it's that much later, they do say it's like 3 hours away, but they get very wishy-washy with that.
I was gonna say that even with flat land, yeah, that's like a 30-minute distance, give or take, that they saw. So I'm like, this 3 hour away thing, like, I don't see it.
I think it's the meteor rocks have a gravitational field effect that is just drawing it closer and closer.
There you go. Before you know
and
it,
it like creates some illusion in the atmosphere, maybe, to make it look like much closer.
They'll combine into one town and be Metropolville.
I kind of like that.
Population 45,002. They gained one person in the population.
There's only 2 people in Metropolis?
Yes, it's a common misbelief because people work there, so they travel to work there, but there's actually only 2 people that live there.
Okay.
Common misconception.
Yeah. I mean, if they're that close, everyone can just live in Smallville or surrounding suburbs. Like,
might as well, yeah.
Commute isn't that bad.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh. Anyway, I like this poison ivy flower being the villain though of the episode.
I almost thought it was one of those flowers that like it was gonna like try to bite or something. I was like, the way it like first moved, I was like, oh wait, there's no mouth on that thing.
That would have been interesting, right?
So it just like sneezes on you, and then you sneeze, and then it goes into effect.
But like,
Sneasel.
How did the flower get to where it was? Because it was in the car.
Yeah.
Did it, when like the car went up into the air and flipped, did it like fall out of the window?
I assumed it was with the person.
But he wasn't holding it, and he was unconscious, and Jonathan pulled him out.
I assume it just fell out the window. Like, I'm sure the window was down, and so that would make the most sense, unless it somehow has a way to like blow the door open.
Yeah,
and then I don't know, but yeah, that would make the most sense. Is that it fell off or out?
speaking of Jonathan's heroics, I did absolutely love that. I think it was Hamilton that said that guy got into a car accident, but he was saved, and Lex is just like, don't tell me it was Clark Kent.
Yeah.
He's like,
Like,
no,
no.
close.
Yeah.
Runs in the family.
And I wonder what that guy, because when he's on the phone, he's yelling that he found something that Lionel Luthor is going to want to see. I don't think even if he got to Lionel Luthor that he would care. He's like, oh, this is a flower.
Right.
But
I mean,
if
'cause you gotta
can
think about it.
Explain that Lex
Yeah.
has hired someone to study meteoric effects,
Yeah.
and potentially maybe that's where the particle accelerator thing that we found out. You know, he's like stealing money from Luthor Corp, and funneling it into other projects. Maybe this is part of that. So Lex obviously doesn't want anyone to know.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Because I was thinking if Lionel, with how busy he probably is, if just some random employee he doesn't even know he had showed up and was screaming all these things about a flower, he'd probably be like, I don't got time for this. Get out of here. I got to go flip my hair. So
yeah, he'd put it in his hair.
He'd put it in his hair.
It's a nice accessory.
And then he would be like, get this guy out of here. So,
Get out!
I want to see Lionel on the Nicodemus flower. Like, what would happen? Because he kind of...
Well, he probably would get aggressive. He might be
he already says he would get aggressive. He challenged his son to a sword fight.
I know.
They had a disagreement. And like, he speaks his mind fully.
Yeah. It would be the end of Lex as we know it.
Yeah. Oh.
But yeah, no, just in general, I did really like this episode though, for sure. I'm trying to think.
Whitney got a haircut. That was quite a...
I think, did that start last episode, actually?
It did. He didn't speak in the last episode, but we saw him with it.
Yeah.
I forgot we saw him, yeah.
So maybe when he went to go get his tattoo removed,
he was like, you know what? I'll just get a haircut.
You know, it's a combo, get tattoo removed and cut and color, you know?
It's a special buy one, get one.
Right. But you have to buy the tattoo removal because that probably
get a haircut free.
You know, what'd be funny is because it's kryptonite. Like, would a normal tattoo removal work on that, or would they really have to like? I don't really know how it works, but if they'd have to really like get in there and be like, they're like, you know what, kid, you're stuck with this forever. Sorry. But the haircut's free, so there you go.
You have to use kryptonite to remove.
They have a sign on their door that says, "If we cannot remove your tattoo, free haircut." And because they never have to use it, and they're like, "Well, crap, we can't remove this guy's tattoo, so."
I mean, it's possible. Yeah. Maybe he would keep the tattoo as like a reminder
of what not to do. Yeah.
Of what not to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think it's interesting how the people don't remember. It makes me think of the thing we saw with the two business guys earlier when they would like the persuasion where they would like shake someone's hand.
Oh, yeah.
And they couldn't remember. So that's the second time we've seen it where this effect of the meteors.
Possibly convenient.
Yeah. But I also think it's neat. Like, you see them do these things and then they're like, I just don't remember that.
I mean, what if it's... Now, stay with me here.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, no.
What if it's Brainiac? What if part of him is trying to protect Clark because he has plans for him? So anything that happens that is possibly going to expose Clark, he erases the memories. You know, he's in every piece of kryptonite.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Now, if it was Chloe-ac, I could see that. She definitely has plans for Clark. So
yes.
That's one thing though. Like with the hug episode, Lana says at the end, "Did you really kiss Chloe?" So obviously Chloe had told her. And so is there any way that Chloe is not going to let it drop to Lana that she made out with Clark? Because Clark was like, no, you didn't do anything, Lana.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And Lana got pretty intense. That's probably my favorite part of the episode right there was that was the part where I was like, wait, these kids, they're supposed to be high school kids. Like,
Yeah.
and freshmen. Like, if they were seniors, I'm like, okay, I guess it makes sense for you to dress like that. But Lana, you're supposed to wear pink. Like, where'd you even get that outfit? Like,
well, she wasn't herself.
true.
So
She might have been Tina, actually, but she wasn't wearing yellow. So
you're right. Maybe it was an old outfit of Nell's or something, or she just went out and bought it that morning after she, she was already on the Nicodemus flower craze.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked seeing that other version of her though. Yeah, you were right though. The implications of the scene, once you think about it, it's like it's a little weird.
Yeah, because I'm watching that, I'm like, wait, they're supposed to be like 15 in this episode this time, or 16 or something like that. But again, Clark, like, this is another example of he easily could have succumbed to the, oh, I have Lana. Like, she's literally doing everything to be like, come on, Clark. And he's like, that's not a good idea. Like, I think some of it too stems from he doesn't want Lana that way, because that's not really Lana. So he's like, nah, even though he kind of took the fall when the principal just showed up out of nowhere.
Right.
And
like they
didn't see Lana
guy
somehow.
literally
So
for 2 seconds of film.
yeah. Like, did he just not see Lana walking out in her underwear?
She bolted.
Yeah.
She wasn't getting caught.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound fun, which she was all about fun.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I do think also Clark was going through some stuff.
Yeah.
At the time, his dad's in the hospital.
Thinking he might die because the other guy died.
The scene that you just scrolled past, Spencer, with Martha and
I love this scene.
Clark,
that was really good.
I thought that was probably. I mean, this was a really good episode for all the actors to really kind of break out of their usual mold.
Mm-hmm.
But this scene was just so. Like, the two actors just did a wonderful job, and this is probably the most human scene, the most relatable scene. Personally, I haven't gone through something like that, and but yeah, a lot of people probably have, and to just have this little moment between the two of them, just really scared. It was it was sad, but it was really well done.
We made a good point. This was something I was going to bring up, is how like authentic it feels. I think one thing that this show benefits from is not that you can't relate to Clark when he's Superman, but seeing Clark like as a normal kid, from normal in high school with his family, living in a small town, it feels very relatable and human. And you get these scenes where the episode like slows down a bit from the rush of trying to figure everything out with the flower. And you get to learn a little bit more about Martha and Jonathan, because you haven't really learned a whole lot about like when they first met or all this stuff. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. And the actress who plays Martha did a really good job.
She did such a great job
yeah.
with that scene in particular. Like, that's why I really liked this episode, was because you got to see a bunch of great moments with characters reacting to the situation, but then also being able to see characters act in a way or on a more extreme side than how they would usually for a particular way. Like the scene I got confused for a moment with in last with Jonathan Kent and Lex. Like, that scene I thought was like, oh, I thought that was a really good bit there as well.
And you really wonder, like, how much of what they're saying is just totally true, that this is the way that they feel.
Yeah.
But responsibilities and social etiquette and things like that get in the way.
Yeah. Well, it's
and then
the
Chloe has to show up, of course.
I think the flower just removes everyone's filter, and that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And turns them violent.
Maybe some people, maybe the filter stops that.
Yeah, it said that.
I mean, is it just societal filter that
maybe
we aren't
the flower
all murderous people?
Right.
I don't think so.
It's like, I want to kill him, but it's against the law, so I'm just gonna, like, no. Yeah, I think it's like an enhancer. Like, it just enhances sort of your, I wouldn't say desire. I mean, they kind of hint at it with the deepest desires, but I think it's like whatever you're feeling at that moment, I guess, like your strongest feeling,
like
anger. Is what it, yeah. Because some people, they read in the diaries that, like, the original people, they all got violent. They just all killed each other.
Yeah.
But
everyone's devil.
Like Pete's is jealousy. Chloe's
Chloe didn't get affected.
Yeah. Or Lana. Lana is. Okay. It's obvious that she likes Clark, but she's with Whitney.
But there's her there was a lot of insecurity, and how people view her, and not wanting to be that anymore. And we've seen that in other ways, in like calm, normal ways of like casting off the cheerleader thing, and starting her own business here, and like trying to be something more than what she's always been viewed as. And here it just comes out in a different way.
Yeah, she even takes Lex's car. Like, what the heck, Lana?
I mean, it's a nice car.
It is.
So why not?
Yeah.
And with Pete, what you guys were saying, like it like affecting people, and like what your strongest feeling is at that moment, it definitely seems like, as we were saying earlier, like Pete is repressing a lot, and like because he went to murderous rage way faster than anyone else.
Yeah. Especially once he found that gun, he was like, yes.
Yeah. And like, part of me was like, is it just like, is this like he broke the canister with the flower? Is it like this particular flower was like, maybe the doctor is experimenting on like different intensities? So maybe this particular one was like much stronger, like a much bigger dose, but maybe it is just based off his internal feelings that he's really angry. And it just came out so fast. But it's definitely the most we've learned about him over the entire show.
Yeah. Yeah. Which again, I liked that we're learning a bit more about I mean, it's not just like over the top exposition, like they make it fit. So I do like that.
Like no one was acting like crazy just to act crazy. Like it's very easy to do that in an episode that you want people to act differently, but everything was based off of who they are and the struggles that they deal with. And especially with Jonathan, as we saw, like so much of what he said to Lex is how he feels.
Yeah.
He hasn't really hidden that, but like the way he did it. But also even just that little slight thing about wanting to watch the football game on TV. And he's like, well, don't you have to work? And he's like, I deserve a break. You can catch up the slack for me, can't you? Like maybe part of him, as we were discussing this before, I don't remember if it was last week or the week before, but that Jonathan might just not allow Clark to be the workhorse of the family, out of a sense of like self-fulfillment and pride. But maybe he really does have a little part of inside himself that is like, this kid can do it. I want to just watch TV.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I loved when he wiped the beer off on the
Curtain.
Yeah, it was good words. Yeah, I thought that was great. His whole like the whole Jonathan was like, dude, he's like a teenager. Like he's a teenager that can drink. But it was great. But I think you make a good point. It makes me think of the episode where we had the handshake stuff with the business guys where he signs the contract to sell the farm. It's like he maybe deep down he does have that like Clark, it'll take you like 10 minutes to do everything and you won't even break a sweat. So get out there and feed the cows. Well, not anymore, but feed the horses. Fix the fence, Come on.
Yeah. I mean, we did even see like in Leech, he does have like that expectation of Clark because he was like having trouble with the truck being stuck in mud. And he's like, come on, Clark, I got to get moving. You can do this. Which just reminds me that my mom always told me, she's like, okay, if your car ever gets stuck in the snow, here's what you do to get out of it. But if your car ever gets stuck in the mud, sorry.
Yeah, right.
You need Superman, basically.
Yes, everyone needs Superman in the life.
That's gonna be my new thing to say if I can't do something. But you need Superman. Like I.
All right. Trying to think what else is there with this episode in particular. See,
Clark was really believable in this scene when he goes off on Lex and he's like, "You've lied," and starts saying this. I believed Clark for a good second until he knocked out Pete. I was like, "Whoa, is this?" I was like, "This is not how they end their friendship." Like,
yeah.
This is
and then
it.
and then he was like, he's like, "I'm sorry, Lex. I was just kidding." I'm like, "Wow, Clark, you could tone it down a bit." But
I thought that was excessive because like he threw him into the wall with his super strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, he basically knocked him unconscious. And then and Pete, he just does like he's holding back, but the force that you have to do that and it knocks someone unconscious. Like knocking someone unconscious isn't just, it's not something to be taken lightly. It is bad. It is dangerous.
Hitting them like in between the eyes or in between the forehead here, not a good spot, Clark, like that. Yeah. Even Clark holding back is it's just funny. Like, dude, you're gonna not have any friends left if you just are like, all right, gotta knock you out.
All unconscious.
Yeah, Chloe, you're really being annoying with these questions. Oof.
He would
never
actually.
hit a girl.
You know what was missing from this episode? I did like the final scene with Clark and Lana up on the windmill.
Ooh, yeah.
But it would have been nice to have a scene between Clark and Pete and kind of talking about what Pete is feeling, what Pete's been going through, and acknowledge that and maybe apologize because he has been kind of neglectful of him and he's calling like Lex Luthor his best friend, and it just would have been nice to have something between the two of them.
I wonder, I guess you would know this, Ian, but I wonder if we do get something like that, like in the next episode or a future episode where they kind of have a heart-to-heart.
Yeah, that would be really nice to see. Just more in general, and that's part of the reason why I think I really like this too, is you've got to see a complete different side of Pete. Like, see Pete with a gun, like what the heck?
Yeah.
So
there is an episode next season. I won't say what it's about. I won't say anything, but there is an episode next season that's pretty important for the two of them.
Right.
And I will also say, I won't say anything about what it even is, but there is something in this episode that I had never noticed before that is a foreshadowing of some stuff next season that I thought was kind of cool. So
I hope you wrote it down so you remember it for when we get
I'll remember it. I'll remember
You
it.
say that now. We're gonna clip this right now.
Yeah.
I am not you. I will remember it.
I love that.
I mean, that's still a
not
good,
you.
probably month or two minimum down the
couple
road.
months at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we even begin season 2, and we don't know where it is in season
It's kind
2.
of a
Exactly.
big thing. I won't forget it. So it was a very small thing in this episode that you wouldn't even recognize it as being foreshadowing, but I see it as foreshadowing. So.
And now we gotta see if new rock stars did breakdowns on Smallville this early. No, I'm kidding. No, no, but it'll be neat if Spencer and I are like have to go back and watch this episode and be like, aha.
What was it? What could it have been? Yeah, and this episode ended well as well. I liked the bit getting more of a setup with Cadmus Labs.
Yeah.
Cadmus, where Hamilton's going off over there. And then we got a nice scene between Clark and Lana at the very
I
end.
liked the backdrop looked really good.
It did look really good.
Because obviously they're not, I would assume they're not really that high up. Like that's
someone is that high up.
Someone,
like
yeah,
this
but I
last
doubt
shot,
it's...
that is real. It
right, but I doubt
probably
that's...
wouldn't be real today, but that is real. But I don't think it's them.
I was gonna say no, I didn't think it would. Yeah, but it did look cool.
Yeah, I did like how
stunt doubles.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Lex in this episode?
Yeah,
and like this is very interesting compared to last week. Well, not last week, but the previous episode. The previous episode, we find out this, really this side of Lex that cares about people and wants to protect his friends. And there's a lot of that in this episode. He does, he wants to save Jonathan and everything. But a lot of it is coming from he feels guilty. Like he's not totally directly responsible for this guy doing this experiment on this flower that happens to have this effect on people, but it is happening because of him. And he's very much lying to Clark.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he was so vulnerable with him the previous episode. So why do we think that is?
Why?
I have theories, but I want to hear what you guys think.
That's a good question. I mean, I think it's just some sort of aspect of this involvement where you just didn't want it to be out there specifically. I think he's at that point where he's in charge of some secret projects and he doesn't want things to, I guess, completely blow out or not go out there. So I think it's just something along with those lines of trying to protect things like that.
I think he likes feeling like he's controlling the playing field. So by keeping these secrets and boundaries, but telling Clark, oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I ain't worried about it. When in reality, he's like, I got it. We saw that in Kinetic when he was telling Clark, don't worry about these guys. And like, he even went and was like, I'm going to pay these guys, even though he didn't have any money. But he's like, I think it's like I said, he's playing chess and he's trying to make it to where everyone else is playing checkers, to the point of he's going to tell all these people this and that way he can control the narrative. And I think I don't know, that's just kind of off the top of my head.
I think it's personally, I think it's that he is really scared of losing this friendship that he's found. He's said already that Clark is the best friend he's ever had. And also, like, last week, Clark found out some pretty big stuff about him, but he's still sticking with him. And I think he was then just kind of hit in the face in this episode with people telling him who he is. You've got Jonathan, coming at him with these accusations and just all these thoughts about what he thinks about who Lex really is. And you also have that with Lana as well. Later, she's like, Luther's always having an ulterior motive. So what's yours, Lex? What's the deal? And I think he's just like kind of being faced. He's like this whole show is like people trying to figure out who they are. And especially him is trying to figure out, like, is he really this person that his father is raising him to be, or can he be something else? And to have these two people like come at him with these things, he's also feeling guilty about the stuff with this flower. I think he's just scared and he doesn't want Clark to find out and potentially lose him. So that's my thoughts. Because I think he's kind of given up on him as being like this special savior guy, because he was kind of like disproved in Leech. He kind of lost his god there, and so he's just treating Clark as a friend now. He's still in this relationship. He didn't find out that Clark is human, although we know it's not true, but he found out his god can bleed, and he didn't just leave. He's still there for Clark. So I think he doesn't want to lose him. So
That's a good take.
Yeah, I really like that.
Poor Lex.
Poor Lex. Yeah. So
I could never see him being evil, really.
No.
I don't
He's
see
always
that
just so innocent.
Yeah.
So, since you were last time, I'm going to nominate you first. Who's your superstar for this episode? Ian.
Me?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the character That's who was being foreshadowed.
Yeah. This is the thing, it's difficult because it's like a lot of people weren't themselves, or at least they were a little too much themselves. I think I'll go with, especially since I'm going first, I think I'll go with Clark. And just the way he was able to deal with everything and kind of stay strong, especially in that scene with Martha, and being able to just like not allow the two of them to fully break down, and kind of just really support her in that moment. Because it's like, as he said, he's like, all my abilities, and yet I can't save him. But he can be there for her in that moment. So I thought that was really good. It's always nice to see Clark being that heroic sort of character without, separate from his powers.
Right.
So I'll go with Clark.
Yeah. He proves that he can protect someone without necessarily abilities, but just who he is. Even the scene with Lana at the end when she's like, did I do anything weird or crazy or embarrassing to you? And he's like, no. Because he doesn't want to embarrass her,
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Andrew? What's your...
I honestly hate to copy, but I was going to go with Clark too, for pretty much the same reasons. Just everything that he had to deal with in this episode, and was able to, stay calm and like I said, I love that scene with him and Martha. Honestly, it's got to be the top scene of the show so far for me. So yeah, I really liked that connection that we got with him there.
Okay.
Yeah.
My superstar of this episode is going to be the flower, obviously.
You want to find out where you can get it, right?
Yeah, this is the flower, it just did absolutely everything that you needed a flower to do. And was just the highlight of everything, like it was such a good looking flower. And you kept on seeing it come back, and every time it was there was just eye catching,
Yeah.
Very and it also makes people reveal their true selves. So because us all humans are just always very violent, as we know. So
I never would have thought that the episode would be based on a flower. Like, I thought the freak of the week or the villain of the week was going to be somehow the flower attaches itself to the guy, like when he wrecked.
And then he just like sneezes on people.
Yeah. And then
that's how it goes.
Something like that. But then it was like just a flower. I was like, all right. First non-human.
Non-human villain.
There's a huge Superman story that does deal with Superman in like a big flower thing taking over Superman that he has to break out of.
Oh, you mean the thing that makes him like see like his ideal reality?
I think that's what it was.
It's called the Black something.
It's one of the biggest like Superman like annuals or like one-off stories. What is it called? It's gonna bother me, but I know I've read it like once or twice.
I just remembered we did see that Clark is bulletproof.
Yeah,
he didn't have time to dodge that one and fight.
Like that scene would have been way different if he wasn't him. Like,
yeah,
that'd be bad.
So what I'm thinking of, it's a Superman Annual 11, which is written by Alan Moore. And it's called For the Man Who Has Everything. Oh. It is one of the most highly regarded Superman stories.
I gotta check this out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. This could be an interesting one to do a voiceover with, because like Batman's in it a little bit, Wonder Woman's in it a little bit, Mongol's the main villain, and so.
Yeah,
it's got to have Chloeak in it, or I'm not. I don't think I can read it.
There's an arc during the Rebirth era that I'm reading with the Trinity comics, which are focused on Clark, Wonder Woman, and Batman. And so that also has that plant thing. And Mongol also is the main threat in that as well.
I bet it's inspired largely by that comic.
Probably.
Because like I said, that comic is one of the most well-known Superman, or most highly guarded Superman stories. And it's Alan Moore, like he's a real-life wizard if you ever see a picture of him.
Yeah.
Have you met him yet?
No, I don't think he really cares to really...
Does he not do conventions?
I don't think so. If he does anything for nowadays, as far as he's writing a novel series right now where the first one's out. I don't know when the second one's come out, if it's come out. Called The Great Where When, I think. I want to check it out. So, but as far as an actual serious answer for the superstar of the week, Oh, you just believed it was the flower? I mean, I can just think it was the flower.
Power.
No, I was waiting, but then we got off on a little.
Yeah, we went on a whole tangent there. Anyway, yeah. My actual pick of the week is it's really it is a hard one to pick, right? Like, obviously Clark is an obvious easy answer.
He always is.
Always is. But then. A bunch of other characters kind of stand out, maybe not for the great reasons because of what's going on with them. But one thing that really stood out for me, and we touched on it fairly early on with talking about this episode, was that scene with Martha, which is just amazing. And seeing also having to have Martha deal with all this as well. Maybe she's not into the center of it as much there, but like, as Andrew said, that scene was honestly amazing. Like this episode has some arguably some of the best character moments that we've gotten out of the entire show, that being one of them, at least thus far. And that scene I think was great. And I think that scene alone, I think Martha deserves a superstar.
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah. Any closing thoughts on these episodes anyone has? Other than they were just good. Like I said, I actually really did like Nicodemus. Like
I did too.
It was such a good episode. Like this is, I can't say it's my favorite episode, but it's up there.
Yeah.
For me personally. So.
What would your guys' answer be to Chloe for her survey?
What was the survey again?
Your deepest desire.
Oh, what is my deepest desire?
Like if you didn't have to like hold back and you could just do what you wanted to do, what would you do?
I have no idea.
Andrew's gone.
Yeah. He just leaves. Andrew's answer is that he just leaves.
Just leave, you know. I would be like Lana, just close up early. Just because why not?
I think I'd be a complete, like, for a lack of better words to say, a complete asshole to everyone. And so
why? Is that what you really want?
I just really think I'm delving deeper within myself. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's what happens if there's no filter on me, and I don't know.
This is not if you've been affected by the Nicodemus flower.
Oh. My deepest, I don't know.
Doesn't have to be your deepest desire, but just think, if you didn't have like things holding you back, what would you want to do? Or it can just be, it can be like money or fear or things like that, like something that you would really want to do, but something's holding you back. What would it be?
For me, it'd probably be just traveling a lot. You know, like if I didn't have to worry about, if I just stayed in the country, I'd probably like to go to each state, like just to experience it. If I could go overseas, probably like New Zealand or Italy, potentially. So like if money wasn't an issue and time and like responsibility wasn't an issue, and you're like, just take however long you want, I'd probably do something like that. So.
Steal Lex's car, go on a road trip.
Yes, exactly. That'd be kind of tight though for a road trip.
Yeah,
it'd be nice to have like on some, you know, to drive fast, but like, I guess if it was just me, then it wouldn't be an issue.
Maybe Lex has an RV that we just haven't seen.
Ooh, it'd probably be pretty nice. So I'd probably just
have like a fold-out grill.
Yeah. It'd be like in an extremely goofy movie. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yes.
Pete, his RV just like expands and like the whole house.
Yes.
That would be Lex's RV. I'd be like, Lex, can I see those keys real quick? Thanks. I'm just gonna see if the engine, you know, if it starts. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, I just responded back to something. My deepest desire. You know, that's a great question. Maybe this is with the time of year it is, where there's a bunch of sales and everything, but I'm absolutely greedy when it comes to wanting some of the many things. And so, you know, I think my deepest desire is maybe just having one of everything that I absolutely want in my entire life. And so, not my entire life, but like, you know, I'm an absolute fanatic with collecting things. And so, yeah.
You would literally have a house just filled with comics.
It'd just be made of comics at that point.
Yeah. You go to one room, it's everything DC. Next room, everything Marvel. Next room, everything Image, and you know, yeah, exactly. Everything. I'd be like the real life. What's his name? Larfleeze. I'm the real life Larfleeze.
Who?
The Orange Lantern. That's greedy.
Oh, so I'm wondering now though, like, is it possible? Well, I'm sure it's possible, but like, how tall of a tower could you have of like all the comics that have ever been published? Like, not each individual not each individual printed copy, but just like all the comics that have been written and released. If you had one of each, Like, how tall would that tower be?
That's a great question. And like, are you just assuming if you were to stack them that they would just perfectly?
There's
Probably
no
could,
wind
like, go to the
in
moon.
this.
Well,
There's
not
no
just
wind.
any wind, but the comic backing of if you have a lot together, they'll kind of be like this because of the binding. It's goes up a little bit, and so like, but you're saying if they just naturally
Yes,
that
could just go straight up. Like, how high would it go?
that's a brilliant question. I don't know.
I wonder if
Let's
AI
see.
knows.
I was gonna say I was gonna go see like.
Hey, Chat GPT. Hey, Grok. Welcome in, Michael, to the chat. What's up?
Hey, Michael.
We were just trying
Michael,
to
answer
figure
our
out.
question. How tall would a tower be stacked with every single comic book issue ever released? How tall does it go?
Be with every.
Are you actually asking
comic
Chat
ever
GTP?
released. Oh, I'm asking Google.
Okay, well, are you asking Google or are you asking the AI of
I'm asking Google.
Well, that's stupid.
This says potentially over 12 miles.
Oh, okay.
Huh. I feel like there'd be a lot more than that for some reason.
Me too. but how
However,
tall
its
is that?
calculation is it takes 1 million printed issues, is what it does there.
Uh-huh.
Probably be easier to ask like copy and paste that into like an AI or something. It'll probably tell you.
What if I copy this result or this question into Grok? Hold on.
Yeah.
Is Grok a real thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's X's AI.
I've personally, from the little bit I've used of Chat GPT, I think Grok is better.
I thought you said that Grok argues with you about math.
There was one instance where it was really sassy with me. Like,
well, now we know Spencer uses it for math.
Maybe Grok was on the Nicodemus flower that day.
Yeah.
This says 8,000 meters, 25 Eiffel Towers stacked.
Wow.
Okay, that's a weird
Use
way
a
to
high
put
roller.
it.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, what kind of Eiffel Tower? Like the one in Paris, or the one that like you can get the one in Vegas?
This is the thing though too. Is the problem with it is it's saying there's no exact counts for all global publications, including manga, European, independent.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about manga. Oh no.
And think about how big manga is now too.
I know. It'd be like a
Grok
doorstop.
knows all.
Yeah.
Well, that was certainly an interesting thing to end the show on. I'm not gonna lie. Doing these are always fun. We'll always go on a bunch of fun tangents. Always a bunch of fun stuff that comes up every week. Truly never knows what happens until we're together here and things get a little crazy in here. Anyway, yeah, 10 to 12 kilometers. Yeah, it's interesting. It calculated based off some different estimates, and so
and it's using kilometers. So is Grok British or is it
just saying? Those British measurement systems make a whole lot more sense. Do I know them as much? No, because I don't use them. But they numerically make so much more sense than us.
The rest of the world is smarter than us. Yes,
absolutely. I'm not kidding. You're not wrong. And so now us Americans have the need to change everything for ourselves because we're American. And that's happened with literally every single measurement system, and it makes no sense from what it was. So anyway, I'm going to end that rant right there. And Andrew, what's going on with you over this next week? I do realize 5 days from now is Christmas, so happy holidays from the Dingus Den. Hope everyone does have a good Christmas. So I know that puts probably a hamper on some of the things you might be doing. But do you have anything still going on?
Did you just say a hamper?
A hamper?
That's not what the saying is.
That's not what I meant to say. No, you know what? Tamper, yes.
Well, it might hamper a bit. I think most of my shows are off this week. So you can mainly catch me over on the Feast of Fandoms YouTube channel.
What's even a hamper?
for some archived videos. I think we're gonna do MCU
That's a
Monday
hit.
on Monday
Wow.
night to finish off. Got 2 more episodes of Jessica Jones season 2. But Cantina on Thursday night we will be off. I think we're gonna look at pre-recording an episode if we want to put one out, but otherwise we're just off for the week. I'm pretty sure Came in Focus. I don't know if we're gonna try to do our Christmas episode tomorrow or if we'll just be off. I don't know. Christmas might be hampering with that, so
I want to use that from now on, as long as I can remember. I really
yeah, but just on the show, because then it won't make sense to someone if you just.
I don't care.
I don't know. I was gonna say actually it would be funny just fucking with someone and be like, that
People
might hamper
have
with
said
it.
that I am on a train that no one else has bought a ticket for, so I am.
There you
fine.
go. There you go. Yeah, that's it.
Michael
Can I
caught on
ask,
to it.
what about us? Are we here next week?
Yeah,
or
I think
not?
we should be, as long as you all are.
Well, I'm traveling that day.
Okay. We can
so
skip
I'll
next week then.
probably be back.
You'll probably.
Yeah, I won't be able to.
Is it 1 episode this next week or is it another
I think
set of
it's
2?
2 for next.
What is the next episode?
Let's see.
Stray.
Is it Stray?
It's Stray.
Is that a 1 episode or a 2?
Well, initially I did say that could be a 1 episode, and it can.
If that would be easier to be
But it
like, you
doesn't
just have
have
to
to be.
worry, then we only have to worry about watching 1 episode.
What is the episode after that?
Reaper.
Okay.
What I'm getting the sense of is to be decided.
Okay.
We'll update everyone. Once
You
we
guys
get
choose
fully
what's best
got
for
that.
you, and if I'm back in time, then I can join.
Well, I know our outline, I think, originally had Stray just being that one. And so, like, I'm definitely not opposed to doing that, just that one, because things do work well if that's
What's
just
the
one.
episode after Stray?
Okay, you're asking a
So
bunch of
there's
questions
Reaper
here.
and then
I just want to know if.
Drone.
Oh, okay. I thought we were closer to the end of the season than I thought.
Yeah, so if we followed with the original plan, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 episodes
Well, we're
left.
doing Tempest by itself, right?
Yeah.
Then I guess
Yes.
it does make more sense to have next week be 1.
To
yeah.
just be straight. Yeah. If that's the one you think is best. Yeah.
It is. I think it is.
Okay.
It's an important episode, and it's really good.
Okay. All right. That works.
Yeah. So we'll be back with straight, right? You're all good though, Andrew, right? For it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll be good.
Okay. Yeah, so we should be good either way. And if you don't make it back in time, Ian, you can always just send us thoughts, and if you even have the ability to do that, then which I realize how crazy that sounded. But
His schedule might hamper with him being on, but I'm sure it'll work out.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, next week we'll be back with Stray. I hope everyone has a great Christmas. Over this
Christmas,
next
everyone.
week, I'm having at least 2, possibly 3 videos released because I'm trying to figure out when I want to release another one. But the 2 main videos I want everyone to keep an eye out on for is on Tuesday. I am dropping my interview with Michael Schwartz, who is the writer / creator of Armored. And so we that was a really good discussion. Make sure you check that out and check out Armored, which I think that's a really cool independent comic I think everyone should check out. It was really good. I really liked it. And if you want to have the ability, if you want to read the first issue for free, he has it out there so you all can check it out. So yeah, check out Armored. It's great. And like I said, I have the interview coming on Tuesday for that, which is half an hour long. And so make sure you check that out on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, Christmas Day itself, we'll be dropping Batman The Long Halloween Chapter 3 Christmas, where we just recorded that earlier today, so we're going to get that edited up in the next few days and all ready, so it's ready to drop on Christmas. Also, make sure on Monday, check out the Trail Conspiracy, where we should be back for yet another episode of that, where we're getting into last session was kind of like a link between arcs where they kind of just went from one place to another, but now the characters are at where the next big arc begins, which I'm really excited to get into this whole next part of that story, which is a lot of fun. And since I'm on winter break, I'm wanting to do some, it frees up time to have some so I can work on some other creative projects related with that world as well, which I'm really excited for. So make sure you check out all that stuff going on. Also got some other comic reviews coming out sometime. I don't know when I'm dropping a lot of them, since I'm doing really good with having a bunch of stuff releasing in general, such as Thursday recorded a review over Transformers Volume 1 of the Energon universe, which is amazing. I'm going to soon be recording an episode over with Chris over the 4 issues of the original Magic miniseries, like the X-Men character Magic. And then also have actually next week, me and Michael are talking about reviewing Gotham by Gaslight. So yeah. So a bunch of fun stuff going on there. So point is, I got a bunch of stuff coming out, and the holidays isn't stopping anything. So
it's not hampering at all. So
okay, okay, the way you're using it, Andrew, is correct. There is hamper that can mean to like hinder or restrain, but Spencer said put a hamper on something, meaning he meant damper.
Yeah.
Which I like better. Because did you ever like flip over a hamper and like put it over yourself?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, so it still works.
Yeah.
You know what? Thank you everyone so much for doing it. Hit that like and subscribe button. I'm gonna go hamper myself now. I don't know what that means, but
ask Grok.
Yes, I want to see what Grok says to that. Like what? How do they respond?
How do they respond to? Wait, what was the words here? Hold on, let me pull it back up.
I'm going to go hamper myself.
What does I'm going to go? What?
Grok's gonna be like, what the heck?
Going. Oh my gosh. Hold on.
Need like the Jeopardy
music. The web does not appear to be a recognizable phrase. It just it says what hamper typically means. It's also possible saying it's a personal joke, a very niche. Yeah, okay, it doesn't say much. Okay,
that's no fun.
No fun.
I think it has a fun mode, but I don't know. It better, because it ain't fun right now. So.
It's a fun mode. Oh my god!
It should if it doesn't.
Where's the AI fun mode, everybody?
We need a Nicodemus AI.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you everyone so much for tuning into this episode of Before the Cape. This was a lot of fun. Completely off the walls, just like last week's too. Last week's were crazy, and this week was no different apparently, because we use AI multiple times in the show to see what it thought. Anyway, we'll see you all next week for Before the Cape. Same super time, same super channel. Bye.